My tomatoes are growing good the whole way down and around, from Roma, San Marzano, and cherry tomatoes, with a couple other ones just oddly in there. I have the pumpkins and the squash, grew massively big, and they are some pumpkins and some squash in there. And over on the far side, those flowers are patty pans. And actually down in here, tiny little guy, is my cucumbers, which he produces, just not a ton of. They did not grow big. Next to the cucumbers are the ground cherries, which have been producing all summer long. And then at the end there is sweet potatoes. Actually, let's see. I planted the sweet potato in the corner. It is growing. I don't know that it'll do anything down there. You can see that. Alright, now next to my squash are the corn, which I am... Here, let's see if I can... Nope, that did not work. I cannot flip this phone. So the tassels are over my head, so 6-7 feet on some of the tall ones. And they are growing ears of corn. We will see if they actually produce anything. I've yet to ever get corn to produce anything I can eat. Oh. Over on this side of the fence, we go from the Romas to the cherry tomatoes, which are just, there's so many I can't even pick them all. So they've fallen to the ground. Alright, next to, actually, oh, shoot. Oh my goodness, way down in there. And my watermelon plant, which will do nothing this year probably. And we have the carrots. Then we have the kale for the animals. And then the rhubarb that totally fell down and is now just a pile of weeds. It got too hot this summer and it just did not like it. Alright, so there's the squash and the corn again. The next row is our collards. I don't know, it's a greens and we don't eat them. It's just for critters here. Then we had the beets that are all taken out, and I have not done anything with that, so the weeds are just growing up. Then we have the yellow squash and zucchini, which are still producing more than we want to eat. But this guy here, right there, that yellow flowered, is the rutabaga that we planted the top of it. It is now creating its seed pods, and maybe I will get rutabaga seeds this year. I'm going to let it go and see what it does. The rutabaga top. Past the yellow squash and zucchini is the leeks, and they are, well, it's September, or almost September, close to September, and they look like what I should have planted in the springtime, so that was, I'm going to call it a fail this year. And then we have the kohlrabi in the back corner, and one of them has bulbed up. The rest of them, it was too hot a summer, and I should plant more kohlrabi, or should have. I'd have to look at how long they have, because I did not get any kohlrabi this year. But one good kohlrabi. The rest, oh, that one might actually make something edible too. But most of them just branched, which is no good. Alright, so after the kohlrabi is the green beans, which did fantastic this year. We got 2 good pickings off of them, and I still see a little bit of flowers on them and some that I could pick. Then we have the peppers, which I have quite a few green peppers on them. I'm just going to wait for them to turn red, see if they will turn red for me before the end of the season. Then this big huge mess of tomatillos, which I have been getting some off of there and learning about them. This is my first year with 2 plants. There's actually, I think, 3 in here. Last year, I did it the first year with 1 plant. That was interesting, and I learned my lesson. Now, you can see the tomatillos there, and I tried here where the board is. That was over my carrots for my second plantings, and no carrots came up. And then here, where it's a little bit with the rod, was my radishes, and I didn't get a single radish to come up this fall. So I'm just going to keep trying. Oh, I'm sure I wanted to make this real that my garden gets weeded when I feel like weeding it. It does not get weeded as much as it should. Alright, the end is the asparagus bed, which I have my big gorgeous asparagus that came out of a ditch. And then back here, let's move that weed. That is actually a patty pan squash that appeared out of nowhere, and I actually got some squash out of it. But then I planted the strawberries underneath to try to get the bottom of the bed covered in strawberries, but I don't have enough, and every little runner that I put out this year did not do well. It died. Some of the bigger plants are in there, but I probably only have 3 strawberry plants. And then, right there, that's my newly planted asparagus. It died back this year, but I'm hopeful that come next spring they will send up their little stalks and maybe get more established. Show you. Oh, this is a big huge mess, but under there's another little asparagus hiding. And there's another one of my strawberry plants. Still blooming. It's supposed to be, I think, ever-bearing, which is what I wanted, but it's going to take some years to get itself to cover this bottom, and I'll have to weed this stupid planter again. Oh, yeah. Then I have a sunflower that's appearing and hopefully will bloom before the end of summer here. Haul for just today. It's been a couple days since I picked, so I got some tomatoes and some squash. So this is my garden. The last time I showed you, I had my rabbits right here. Now I do have some extra cages just lying around, but I finally got them up. So they are now not in their own poop and pee, which is what was really annoying me. And I got them to fit. The door doesn't quite work all the way, but they are now happy and healthy up there with their hay and their food. Though Mr. Henry is deciding it's time to shed. can't quite see because he's black, but his back end is just all fluff. Hi, Henry.